Hey guys, it's Vidya, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple audio menu for Godot. We are going to use the audio bus system, much like Unity's audio mixer system, to give us a very easy way to control all the volume in our entire game. To get started, you're going to want to create your own audio bus configuration. I've already created one for myself, but I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So come on down to the bottom and click on audio. Your audio bus will start off with one master bus. So to add onto these buses, you just click on add bus and we'll add it to the end of your chain, and you can name it whatever you'd like to name it. And there you go. Your audio bus is created. So what I did for the tutorial that is going to be out on GitHub is I created an audio system with 6 channels. I have the master channel. Music is going to be controlled by the master channel. The sound effects is going to be controlled by the master channel. Voice is going to be controlled by the master channel. Under there I have 2 voice channels, a male channel and a female channel, and those will be controlled by the voice channel, which is also controlled by the master channel. So if the master volume goes down, everything goes down. If the voice channel goes down, the male and female channels that are underneath it will also go down. Sound effects and music are not going to be affected by the voice volume being changed. What I would like to do is now go ahead and look at creating. We're going to make one label and we're going to make one slider to just get you familiar with how to create them. So I'm just going to come over to the audio menu and we're just going to recreate the master volume. So the first thing we can do is just add a child node, and we want an HSlider. So that's the horizontal slider. And I'm just going to call this temp master and change the maximum value of the HSlider to 1. And then you can also zoom in and make it bigger. If you come over to layout and then transform, you can specify the size of it like so. Now to hook it up to the script, we need to tell it to send a signal. So if we look at master slider and come over to node, you can see that it's going to go to on slider value change, and it's going to send a string named master to it. So to easily get this value out of here, you can just right click, choose edit, and I'm just going to copy the receiver method. Click on the new temporary master that I created. We're going to do underneath range, value changed, paste in our receiver method, and we're going to put it in a string, hit add, and then in the string, we're going to type in master and just hit connect. That's all you need to do to make it work. So I have 3 different sections. One for the labels, one for the indexes, and one for the horizontal sliders. So for every single channel that you want to do, you should make a label. You need to also put in your bus index for each one. So you can just, if you have a master music and sound effects, you can just delete the other channels that you don't want, or you can add more channels if you would like to add them. Same thing with the sliders. So in the ready function, I'm doing it very much in the Unity way of just doing the get component right away instead of just exposing the variables and having to assign them in the game editor. We're just doing it automatically with the code. So master label, we're going to get a node of type label, and we're looking for a node object named master underscore label. So it's very important that you put the correct name of what you have in the scene. So I have master label here. If I come back over to Godot, see, I have a node that is a label, and it is called master label. See, it's a label. It's named master label. It's very important. And the code is exactly the same for all the other labels. Music, sound effects, voice, male voice label, and the female voice label. I just shortened them up to just be male and female. Now we're going to assign the bus indexes. This bus index is going to be what you made in your audio bus. So of course, everyone's going to have a master. So you're going to do master index equals audio server dot get bus master with a capital M. And I continued what they did as their example and used the capital letter for every single bus name. So music index is music, SFX is SFX, voice, male, and female. So notice that these match what the bus has. So if I come over to Godot and see it, I got music, all uppercase SFX. I have uppercase V in voice, uppercase M in male, and uppercase F in female. And the next thing is that I want to set the initial slider values. This is actually assigning so we're going to assign the slider nodes, and then we're going to set the initial slider values. So everything is going to be using my save load system to pull in the data. So Game Master has been modified to have a master, music, sound effects, voice, male, and female volume. So if I come over to Game Data and control click on Game Data to jump over there, you're going to see that jumped us to the wrong place. We're just going to go over to Game Data itself. To get this out of Godot, you could come over to scripts, go to constructors or data classes, yes, and go to Game Data. And all of your volumes are here. So here's the audio volumes. I got master volume, SFX volume, music volume, voice volume, male volume, and female volume. If you want to have the default volumes, you can also store those in your game data. That way, if you want to make a button that resets your volumes back to what you designed as the game designer set them to, you can offer a button like that to your end user. And actually, I can just leave that to you as a challenge if you would like to create your own reset audio button. Let's come back over to the audio menu. So we set our initial slider values. And on slider value change, I know it looks large and it looks imposing. It's actually very simple. So I got the public void on slider value change. So this is the method that Godot is going to be looking for each of those nodes. It accepts a float and it accepts a string. The float that it is bringing in is the float value from the slider itself. So when you slide the slider from 0 to 1, it's going to give you the value 0 to 1. And also it is sending the string that we also added as an additional argument. So if the string is master, then it's going to change the master settings. It's going to update the label. So it's going to say master label.text. I'm going to have master, and I'm going to concatenate my float and convert that into a string. The next is I'm going to say audio server set bus volume dB, and I'm going to use the master index that I specified up above, which is up here. And I'm going to use mathf linear to dB and send my float. And then I'm going to say gamemaster.gamedata.master volume equals my float. so that when we go ahead and save our game master data, the value that the end user selected will be saved, and it's going to be saved using the value from the slider. And then when your game starts up, which we will do in a separate video, is setting up the initial audio for the entire game. This is just for the menu. And it just does the same thing over and over again for music, sound effects, voice, male, female. And if you don't have, if the slider that you asked for, or there's some sort of mismatch, I've made it so that it will print out to you that the requested slider is not specified, and it'll tell you what string that you sent to the audio menu script that it doesn't understand. So before I wrap up, I'm going to go ahead and delete this out of the tutorial repository before I commit it to tonight. And that is everything that you need to know for the audio menu itself. Let's come on back to our main scene. So in our main scene, I instantiated as a child the save, load, quit menu. So that's on here, as well as the audio menu. So among the next things that I need to do also is make a menu switcher so that when your end user is using your game, they can easily switch between the menus. So we're going to have a start game menu, we're going to have a audio menu, we're going to have a video menu, and we're going to have a quit menu. So there's quite a bit more work that I'd like to do for this main menu system, and this is really going to get you on your feet and have a really nice starting system that once you have it in place, you're going to have something rock solid that I've used for, I would say, years at your disposal. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.